welcome, Brittany. Brittania.
Okay.
You told me before. Gabe, also welcome to DLD.
Thank you.
Great having you for this panel of the Game Changer. Let me ask you both the same question, which probably interests a lot of people here. What's the story behind your companies? What's the story behind Casper? What's the story behind Harry's? How actually did this happen? Why do you think your product, your company, had to be built?
Sure, yeah. I think a lot of people were surprised, my parents especially, when I decided I was going in to be a mattress salesman. But really, it was a fortuitous thing. We sort of looked at the existing industry and saw a lot of inefficiency and runaround. And that's a lot of things that sort of contribute to that. Really, ultimately, it ends in a terrible consumer experience and a product that could be made much more effectively, much more efficiently. And we took an approach that is way more consumer-centric, and so we sell directly online. You have 100 nights to try it out. You can return it. We'll come pick it up, hassle-free. Only one model in all 6 sizes, so you can pick whatever you want, and there's no more choice, no more runaround of the commission salesman. And so we're taking a historically very, very stagnant industry and approaching it with the lens of how much can we incorporate into our own sort of holistic view of the market and the product.
What's your story here, Brittania?
So ours is a really personal one, and I think it's a story that started with one of our founders, Andy Katz-Mayfield. He was going to a CVS late at night, and all he wanted was razor blades for the next day. He got to the CVS shelf. It was locked up. He had to press the big button to wait for the attendant. 20 minutes later, whatever, the attendant rolls up, he picks it up, he goes to the cash register, and he's paying over $20 for 4 blades. And I think it's a story that a lot of guys know, that it's a frustrating process.
Not me, though. I'm sorry.
Except you.
Yeah.
We got to convert you to be a wet shaver customer. And he called up his friend, Jeff Rader, who is our other co-founder, and said, there's got to be, and a great guy, yeah. There's got to be a better way. We've got to be able to do this more efficiently and effectively, to your point, and really deliver value to our customers. And that's really what we're about, is how do we sell directly and deliver not only beautifully designed quality products, but also at a really fair price directly to your door. So how do we build convenience into it? And that's really sort of the story and the birth of Harry's.
Interesting. Well, when I read a couple of years ago that you, as a startup, paid $100 million to buy Feintechnik, a blade manufacturing company, I think Eastern Germany.
Yeah, 94-year-old company in Eastern
It seemed to
Germany.
be that it was a combination of being completely out of your mind or visionary. What was it? What did it?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it was both. It was visionary and crazy. I mean, we knew that it was a really big undertaking. We felt like it was the right strategic thing to do, to be vertically integrated. And ultimately, being vertically integrated means building an experience that's good for your customer, right? So really owning the R&D, the manufacturing, the direct relationship with the customer. That's a really great cycle. So we can move quickly, we understand what our customers want, we understand who they are, and we can quickly innovate and sort of answer what they need. So a little bit of both, crazy and visionary, yeah.
Let me just ask one question. Was it challenging to integrate a manufacturing site, foreign one, into a US-based e-commerce company?
Yeah.
What was the challenge there?
Yeah, I think any integration, any global integration is really challenging, and I think we knew that going in. I don't think you ever really know how hard it is until you start. The great thing is that everyone at Feintechnik, all the people there are amazing. They're really excited about this too, and they've really helped us learn about the razor business, learn their technology. They've been doing this for 100 years. And I think because of how embracing they were to us, that's really what made it work. And it's been going really well so far.
Super. Gabe, you made approximately 20 million sales in the first 10 months of your business, of selling mattresses online. How did that happen? I mean, is that possible? There are a couple of big players, I think, in the US, and you're doing a business which, when I heard it the first time, I was like, can't be. I mean,
it's crazy,
this is out of it. This is crazy.
I mean, yeah, it's certainly the biggest hurdle. There are a few. One is that it's an oligopoly run by very large, a select number of very large players, and disrupting that in any way is a difficult challenge. Not to mention, this is a product that's so personal and so intimate, really. I mean, you're on it for a third of your life, really. And the idea that you could buy that online, sight unseen, and be comfortable with that at the price point, and as integral as it is a challenge, certainly. It's always been our point of view that you don't really get a sense of the product by lying on it for 15 minutes in a showroom with someone breathing down your neck, and that the best way to try it is to have it in your home, sleep on it for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, and if you don't like it, we'll come and pick it up and take it back.
How do you do the returns? I mean, if I imagine I would return my mattress to you, I think I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, right? The expectation certainly that is set by the industry is that returns are impossible. Really, it's a nominal sales thing and you can't do it. For us, it's as easy as calling us up, and we have partners throughout the country and Canada that will come and pick it up within days and issue a full refund. So really, it's white glove. You sit back, let us know when you're good, and we come and pick it up. And it's certainly a lot of work on our end, but it's totally worth it. I mean, it's something that we started with a 40-day returns policy, and we upped it to 100, and part of that is making the customer feel as safe as possible, right? Because it's a purchase that shouldn't feel like a risk. It shouldn't feel like something that you need to, stress about when you're hitting that limit, 38, 39 days, and you're sweating up at night, ironically.
How high are returns if you
Extremely low, and I mean, that's the reason we upped it, is initially we were at 40, and people were getting near that limit and getting worried that they wouldn't, be able to extend it, right? And so we upped it to 100, nothing happened to return rates, and it makes customers happier. And that's sort of our mantra, is making the best experience possible. And that sort of goes to, the earlier question of how we were growing so quickly, especially in a market where you buy the product every 6 to 8 years. And it goes back to referral and word of mouth and a great experience. And it's something that I think a lot of our competitors don't care as much about, to put it lightly, in that you sort of won't see the person again for nearly a decade, so why should you care about customer service, and why should you care about, really, once you've made the sale, especially when it's on commission, why should you care about following up, making sure it's a great experience in perpetuity? And we're taking a radically different approach to that, and part of that is pre-purchase, making them feel okay with it, making them feel like if they don't buy from us, that's fine too, and if they return, that's fine too. And what that's yielded is an incredibly high sort of affinity with us and our brand and our customer experience team. And people with a purchase, I guess, of this, in this price point, want to tell people about it, and it's something that you're excited about, and I certainly am. And we have a really great base of customers and early adopters, and they are incredible at promoting it and getting us more.
It sounds like you're doing a hell of a job. Is there anything which you can talk about? What was the biggest fuck up, the biggest failure you produced over the last year starting that business?
I think I could pinpoint it to the minute, really. So we launched on April 22nd, over a year ago, and about an hour in, we had a few sales, and we were very excited about that. And then maybe 90 minutes in, we realized that we had way too many sales, and we were excited and very scared because we had not given ourselves nearly enough inventory, right? So we had sold out of our entire launch inventory within hours, and were at launch backordered a couple weeks. And that was certainly a daunting thing for any company, especially one that is just launching and just trying to create an incredible experience. And so we had to improvise to figure out what we're going to do. And part of that was being really upfront with customers about when they're going to get it and how long. Part of it is maxing out our credit cards on Amazon Airbeds so they have something to sleep on, all for free, of course, and anything to sleep on while they're waiting for us. Because they took a chance on us, and we want to reward that. And it was the kind of thing where certainly it wasn't easy to predict how much stock we'd need, but we took it in stride, and I think it's a testament to the customers that we have that we're still here and they're happy with it.
Sounds good. Brittania, is there anything you regret at Harry's?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, and probably for a lot of fast-growing companies, it's recruiting. I mean, I think the speed that we can grow, how much we can accomplish, is really about the talent that we have. And I think if I had to look back
How many people do you have at the moment?
So there are 90 people in the in the New York office and about 450 people in the German office in Flatemac. I think we would have recruited faster, harder in the beginning, sort of got ahead of a lot of the growth and just was sort of had the foresight to plan a lot faster. I think there's probably a lot of people that would say that, but I think it's absolutely true. We can only grow as fast as we can acquire talent.
Are there any new products in your pipeline, in your mind, as being head of products, which you may want to talk about?
There's a lot of exciting things. I think one great thing about the platform that we have is that our customer experience team is really strong. So they're talking to our customers every day, and our customers love telling us everything. What they like, what they don't like, what they can be improved on, and what new products they want to see. And I think a lot of our pipeline is really addressing what they want to see. So our most recent launch in April was a razor stand, and that is directly coming from a customer saying, I love your razor, it looks beautiful, I want to display it on my sink, but there's nothing to put it in. They sent us pictures of little stands they made themselves, little paper cups. It was really cute. We have it all over social, and we said, hey, you know what? We can design a major stand, and that launch was, wildly successful for us last month. And so I think we'll continue to innovate on things that they want from us, whether it's accessories, things like the razor stand, but we're also doing some major improvements on the razor itself and things that we're hearing from them, things that we know we want to improve in our technology map. So it'll be really exciting.
You have, I think both of you actually have physical retail presence. You have a barbershop in Soho. You have a showroom, I think, still in New York or in other places.
In LA.
We heard a lot about multi-channel. What is the future of your businesses regarding physical retail? Is that something you're looking at?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost is that we're not out to make a retail mattress presence similar to the ones that are there. We see it as an opportunity to engage with customers and engage with people and communicate in another way. And that's a showroom experience more than a pushy sales experience. And we have our showroom on Bond Street in New York, and we have a showroom in LA. And at both, you come in and we talk to you and we give you information about it. And if you want a drink, we give you a drink, and you can sleep or lie down on the mattress for as long as you want.
For as long as you want.
Yeah, some people have taken quite advantage of that feature.
Good to know.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't push the sale. We're not commissioned. It's much more about creating an experience and giving people a way to connect with us as a brand and a company. And if they don't decide to buy, or if they need to talk to their significant other, they often will leave and tell people that they came and it was fun, and 3 more people will come. And that's sort of our philosophy around it, And we're starting a pop-up campaign across America in San Francisco and DC and Austin called the Snooze Bar. You can all check it out, casper.com/snoozebar, where we're taking this model and having incredible programming and events and a barista and things like that, and applying it to other markets. And it's something, really, we see it as an extension of the brand, an extension of how we can communicate with people better.
Do you think Harry's is exportable as a product to Europe, Asia, other markets?
Absolutely. I mean, I think, so right now Harry's business is just in the US and in Canada, just like Casper's. And I think it is. So Flatemac has a strong store brand presence in Germany, and they do a lot of business in private label, and they've been doing that for years. And so I think for us, we see this model applying to almost any customer in the world. The pain points are the same. Our biggest competitor is the same, right? And so there's not a lot of difference there. And I think the online model will work, and the value and the design that we're bringing will also resonate with customers all over the world.
How do you see that, Gabe? You're going into foreign countries. Is this anything you have on your?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about our product, and certainly about where we see ourselves going as a company, is that it applies to literally everybody on Earth. And that means that there's such incredible opportunity in other places, definitely. I mean,
would you add another product besides mattresses?
Yeah, I mean, we sort of, since launch, similar to Harry's, our customers have been talking to us. They want, pillows and sheets and slippers and sleep apps and, water beds and all sorts of stuff. And our philosophy has been that we approach it with the same rigor that we approached building the mattress, and it was designed by my co-founder Jeff, who spent a long time as a senior engineer at IDEO. So we have quite a methodology behind our product design. And a lot of that is communicating with customers as well. And so we launched this campaign called Casper Labs, where we have we launched it a couple weeks ago, we have over 10,000 signups of people who want to beta test, be proactive in the development of our products, and give us feedback, early feedback, make sure we're on the right course. And the more we can communicate and iterate on those, the better off we'll be.
Has anybody bought a mattress at Casper's here in the room? Not yet? Go online. Should do that. How about Harry's? Is somebody shaving at Harry's?
Oh, over there.
Well, here we go.
Awesome. Thank you.
Do we have time for a couple of questions, or anybody? Jeff.
Hi, Jeff Jarvis. Very interesting. A, Harry's works very well. I don't even use lotion for it. It works that well.
Great.
It's wonderful. Right? B, I've wanted to use Casper, but there is, and I'm sorry I just walked in, so if you answered this already, apologize. Is there any plan for a try it out? I know that's an old model, but besides the get it and return it, just the place to go see it and try it?
Yeah, so we have a showroom in New York and in LA, and we have a program around the country, and so...
So what does that do to your business is what I'm also asking. If you feel the need to do that, does that give you a need for a lot of retail space, or is it partnerships, or how do you deal with that showroom problem that others have?
Right. I mean, certainly it's sort of alleviated by the old model is that you need inventory in every locality, first, second, third, fourth tier of America and beyond. We don't need that since we can ship it out from wherever. We can ship it UPS compressed in a little box, and it'll get to you in a couple days. Trying it out is a way to validate us as a business and make sure we're not, some fly-by-night mattress peddler, and a way to connect with people. And really, we don't see it as, certainly like a commission salesman type showroom.
You all had a question.
I have one on, you said, hi. Just was wondering, this is to Gabriel, you said that on the first day you just had an incredible demand and you had sort of sold out. I'm curious to know, what did you do in terms of marketing, press, leading up to launch day to be so successful at launch? Because it doesn't obviously happen magically.
Yeah, I mean, we were really lucky, and we've got a great team, first and foremost, that was working on it diligently. I think a lot about this. I'd say months, 2 to where we are now, have been just as much about brand and product, right? You're not going to be successful without a great product. And pre-product, before anyone's had it, before anyone's reviewed it, that's a lot harder, right? So month 1 to 2 or 0 to 2 was about great branding, about great connection with the customer. And I think it sort of spoke to the pent-up demand for something like this, that when there was an article on, TechCrunch or wherever, and people saw the concept, they saw sort of the, communication, the messaging, the brand, and whatever else we had sort of, talked about as our business model, it sort of checked all the boxes that was like, great, I get it, I've been waiting for this for a while, and I'm ready to take the plunge.
Please.
This is for Brittania. Big fan of Harry's already. Curious how your subscription business is doing and where you see your multiple channels. Clearly, you're an omni-channel company already, and where you see the different revenue streams going in the next few years, including subscription.
Yeah, the subscription business is going well. At launch and today, we still believe that we'd like to give consumers choice, and that's just part of being a consumer-focused company. There's some people who just like buying manually, and some guys who are ready to subscribe. And I think it's always important for us to grow that base, but we're never going to be sort of pushy and salesy to say you have to subscribe only. So I think that's part of it. Harry's will always dominantly be an online business. We do sell on retail in certain places. So for example, during promotions and things like that, we not only have our barbershop in Soho, but we have relationships with several retailers. I think a lot of men's boutiques across the US and in Canada, and we'll continue to do that. Customers have asked for it, retailers have asked for it, and we think it's a nice way to grow the brand. But the online business will always be the majority part of the Harry's brand.
Candy?
Gabe, I was just wondering, are you guys going to provide cuddle buddies in your showroom?
I think it's BYO Cuddle Buddy for now.
I think you had a question over there.
Yes, thank you. What have you seen, or do you think the sort of big guys in each of your areas have adjusted or changed their businesses at all as a result of you coming on board yet, or do you think they're basically doing the same thing that they've always done? And then just one other question for you, Gabe, is what's the feeling about sort of pre-owned and new mattresses, and our customers, how are they making those requests or whatever to say, hey, you know what, someone had this for 80 days. That's not the mattress I want. How do you deal with those two questions?
Well, we never give you a pre-owned mattress. So if there's a return, we will donate it, preferably, or recycle it, or give it to a charity, or sort of maybe sometimes an Airbnb listing if they want it. We'll never sell a pre-owned product. So that, thankfully, is not a problem. Yeah.
How about the other question about, all the other companies, the larger companies, and their adjustments?
Sure, for us, I mean, you definitely see them react, and they're large enough that it's paying a little notice. But there's a certain element of lock-in, right? For some of the competitors, if you're selling it in a retail store, you're contractually obligated not to sell for less than that, and the markups on that are huge, right? So even if you're selling direct to consumer, you're obligated not to sell it for less than you would in a retail store. And unless you make an entirely new line, which takes them a little time, you sort of can't get around that. It's something that we sort of subvert from the beginning.
Brittania, Gabe, Steffi is standing right next to us. I know what that means. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you.